His philosophy: people have the right to avoid a lingering, miserable death by ending their own lives with the help from a physician who can ensure that they will die peacefully.
When he was younger, he always had a fascination with death. He used to argue the anesthetizing of death row inmates before they were executed. He also asked if they would consent for the purpose of organ harvesting and medical experiments after they are dead. In the 70s, he was a pathologist at a hospital in California. In the 80s, he built a machine that helped people commit suicide by giving them a lethal dose of potassium chloride. This let the candidates kill themselves at a mere push of a button. He placed ads in the newspaper under classified sections and also had business cards.
In March of 1990, a Detroit newspaper carried this article: applicants are being accepted. Oppressed by fatal disease, a severe handicap, or crippling deformity? Write Box 264, Royal Oak, Michigan, 480680261. Show in proper compelling medical evidence that you should die, and Dr. Jack Kevorkian will help you kill yourself free of charge.
Presentation of both sides. 4. He helped people with their consent to die quickly and peacefully instead of living with the constant pain and suffering that comes with it. Against. He had no right to take the person's life because he was not God, and euthanasia is illegal.
He would reject people he did not find suitable for death. He declined one woman with multiple sclerosis because he said she was not suitable enough candidate for the first use of the death machine. He had his first client in 1990. Her name was Jane Atkins. She was 54 years old and she had Alzheimer's. Since then, he had helped over 130 people kill themselves.
What do we want?
In 1998, he stepped outside of the boundaries of passive
I'm not really sure how to do that.
euthanasia to active euthanasia when he gave a man lethal injection rather than just providing him with the means to kill himself.
Outcome. The state of Michigan passed a law in 1993 presenting practice of physician-assisted suicide. Dr. Kevorkian lost his license to practice medicine in California and Michigan. He violated laws against assisted suicide on April of 1999 and was found guilty and convicted of second-degree murder. He was sentenced with a minimum of 10 to 15 years in prison, and after serving 8 years, he was released on parole after promising he would no longer aid in any other assisted suicides. After that, he devoted his life to oil paintings and jazz music, and he became infamous in the 1990s for helping over 130 people die.
Up to this day, only one state, Oregon, has a law allowing physician-assisted suicide. Experts say that it's because abortion opponents, Catholic leaders, advocates for the disabled, and often doctors have fought the efforts of other states to follow the lead of Oregon, where the law took effect in late 1997. Opponents defeated an amount in Vermont this year and are fighting similar efforts in California. Bills have failed in recent years in Hawaii, Wisconsin, and Washington state, and the ballot measures were defeated earlier by voters in Washington, California, Michigan, and Maine.
Some people will say he's a failure because only one state has physician-assisted suicide legislation. Others will say that he indirectly influenced other legislation by having to do with end-of-life issues. Maria Silveria is a professor of internal medicine, said she became involved with calming care partly because of the attention Kevorkian brought to the complex issue of unintended suffering, adding that he had a tremendous impact and fueled the public awareness of unintended suffering and the need to address it. Jeffrey Figure, Kevorkian's lawyer during the 1990s, gave a speech at a press conference in which he stated, "Dr. Jack Kevorkian didn't seek out history, but he made history."
What are your opinions of Jack Kevorkian's actions?
Did he deserve to go to jail?
Should he be considered a murderer, or was he an angel?